here.
Yeah, probably because, I mean, Dutch and German are quite similar.
This is, I think, politically, in foreign policy terms, this agreement is very troublesome. At the same time, I think in economic terms, what we see as evidence is that it's probably very manageable for the EU. And to some extent, this is a Pyrrhic victory for Trump. Because there is agreement among economists that putting 15% tariff on your closest trading partner is a stupid idea. It's a bad idea. It's not something that will be to the detriment of your own economy more than anything else. So on one hand, it shows the weakness of Europe at this particular point in time, and that's bad. At the same time, what the US got in return for this is something that actually is probably a bad outcome for them even more than for us.
And then I kind of thought it was an interesting place, great companies, interesting issues, and and so I kind of stayed on. Well, there's really a sense of relief for American companies in Europe. You need to remember we were looking at a pretty dire scenario on August 1st, and that's been avoided. And so for our member companies, it's about the certainty that this brings and certainly the de-escalation in the context of the trade dispute. Now, it's a framework agreement, so there are still a lot of details that need to be fleshed out. And for our companies, it will be about looking at some of those details in the next few days and weeks to understand how that impacts their supply chains. I'd also say that a 15% tariff is still a significant increase in the cost of doing business across the Atlantic. So you need to be thinking about companies on both sides of the Atlantic that will be impacted because the supply chains are so integrated.